Hello, my name is Dylan, but you can call me Buttercup. Welcome to Buttercup Yarn Art, a soft-spoken video journal where I play with yarn and share my thoughts. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If there's anything you'd like to hear me talk about, please leave a comment to let me know. I am still working on All of the Lights by Joji Locatelli. I had actually originally been planning to kind of show off my progress in this video, but then I wound up not being able to do any knitting today, and I wanted to show you a little bit past where the project currently is, so that will have to wait until next week. So for the time being, I am winding Busy Peaches Pima Cotton Fingering in the colorway Sweet Cherry, which will be my first contrast color in the Sweet Georgia Quiet Bay Mystery Knit-Along. And I only have one thing that I want to talk about today, which is actually my All of the Lights sweater. I want to talk about the speed of progress as I'm working on it. I predicted that this project would take me quite a while, and it is, but it's also going a lot faster than I actually expected it to. I expected for it to be taking a lot longer than it has, and even with slow days like today, I'm a lot further along than I thought I would be at this point, and I'm going to be able to finish it a lot sooner than I would have expected to. I was hoping to be able to finish by the start of the Quiet Bay Mystery Knit-Along, and I was a little worried that I wouldn't be able to, but now I am quite confident that I will be able to make it by then. Part of why I want to finish by the time the knit-along rolls around is because All of the Lights calls for the same needle size as the smaller needle for the sweater as the main needle that I need for the knit-along. So I want to have the sweater completely finished by the time the Mystery Knit-Along rolls around. And I think I'll be able to make it. Pretty confident I'll be able to make it. And I will have another project going during the Mystery Knit-Along. The last time I did a Mystery Knit-Along, I wound up blasting through clues very quickly and wanting something else to work on in between. So I will have another project going. I have it all sorted, which one it will be. And I made sure that it's one that does not use the same needle at any point as the Mystery Knit-Along. And it was a really pleasant surprise that All of the Lights was going a lot more quickly than I expected. I just realized you can see my cat Morgan in the background. There's kind of a blurry black blob moving around. That is Morgan. Didn't realize she was in frame. I think that's pretty cool. I have no idea what I was saying. I looked at my camera screen and I saw Morgan and I completely lost my train of thought. I am very happy with my progress, and I'm very happy with the rate at which I've been going. I have been knitting a lot more than I thought I would be on all of the lights, which is probably where the sense of progress is coming from. So I don't know if I'm actually going faster or if it's just that I'm knitting a lot. I've had that experience with video games too. The Dragon Age series is one of my favorites ever, and the second game in the series is one that I can finish in about a week. And I don't know if when I did that, it was because I was playing a whole heck of a lot, or if it's because it's just a very short game. I did not have any of the downloadable content for it when I did this, which may have affected it, but I think it's about a 40-hour game to play through, which isn't unreasonable to play in a week if you don't have class or work or anything like that. But I think I did have class and work when I did that. So I was probably playing a lot more than I should have, but and I guess I might be doing the same thing with all of the lights. I might be knitting a lot more than I should be. And that thud you just heard was Morgan jumping down from where she was to the floor. She loves making big jumps. I can't stop her. I don't know if I've mentioned, but currently I don't have a day job, which is why I'm able to spend as much time knitting as I have been. I am looking. I'm not, just knitting. I am looking for a job. But because I don't really have anywhere to be all day, I knit a lot. And I know that once I do find a new job, I won't be able to do that anymore. And, I need the income, but I will miss having all of this time to knit when it's gone. I'm not a speed knitter by any means, and I don't really want to be. I enjoy the process, and I want to, be present for it and not make it end as quickly as possible. If that makes sense. So, probably is just that I am knitting quite a lot. But it may also be that my estimation of the difficulty of this project was off, and it's actually really not as crazy hard. I have sort of gotten into a rhythm with the lace section specifically, which feels weird because lace is not my favorite, but there are a lot more sections of lace than there are any of the cable sections. Any of the complicated cable sections anyway. So because I do it more, it's kind of easier to remember what's where. It's also a bit more complicated still because I have to remember where I am in the 12-row lace repeat and the 16-row cable repeats. I would really have preferred it if everything were the same number of rows for the repeats. That would have been a lot easier, but that might have required the lace panels to be wider or more complicated or something. And I didn't design it. And I like the way the design looks. So I can't really complain too much about it. But it is looking really good, and I look forward to showing it off next week. By the time I get to recording next week, I should be past the pockets and pretty close to the bottom ribbing. And I'll talk more about that next week. I have a lot of thoughts about the pattern itself that I would like to share, but I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really looking forward to having the finished sweater to wear. And believe me, I am going to wear the heck out of this sweater. I'm gonna wear it so much. I'm never gonna want to take it off. My camera battery is yelling at me, so I think that's where I will leave you. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.